Hey everyone!
Hi,
Welcome! Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Mr. O.
and me, Banshee.
So I'm Mr. O, but if I understand this correctly, you are never Mrs.
Ms.
O.
B.
Or Ms. B, but you're never Mrs. O.
True.
Correct?
And I'm not B.O. either.
No, I
Bad
didn't say
joke.
that.
Hey everybody! It's spring!
Woohoo!
And even better than that, it's Aries season! Woohoo! So, my first birthday gift a month early has arrived. I can't wait to show it off, so I will. It is a Lenormand Grand Tableau cloth. And look, it's got all of the houses in there, little keywords, totally washable. Flip it around, Mr. O. And it also can be just a regular reading cloth. Isn't that awesome?
It's quite nice.
I got it on Etsy from SuzannePatrizzi.com. So check it out.
It'll help me learn how to read Lenormand.
Yes, it's got clever little wording on it, but it's just very nice size too. I have an absolutely beautiful Ciro Marchetti Lenormand cloth, but it takes up so much more table space. So this will help a lot. Woohoo! Happy birthday in advance to me.
You.
And I am still writing the list here, so I'm going to let Mr. O babble about our shows for a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought we would do the collective reading or something like
Well,
that.
after I'm done with the list.
Okay,
after
get
I'm
busy
done
then.
With the list, so go ahead and speak.
Who knew? But we have shows. So thank you for watching our shows. As you know, we do these 2 live streams weekly, but we also do a couple of other programs. And we're going to switch it up a little bit in the next month or so because, of course, spring is in the air. So it's time for us to maybe consider some changes. Plus 2, we're just merely a couple of weeks away from our website, which will give a lot more information about our readings, our prices, setting up Zoom or other consultant protocols with us. So we're pretty excited about that.
Oh, yeah, and there'll be some blogging, there'll be a forum there might be some classes or some other kind of chat get-togethers, so stay tuned. It's just going to open up a whole lot more possibilities for us.
Absolutely.
So we are really excited about that. And yeah, I guess I'm at the point for the collective reading now.
Okay.
For anybody new joining us, number 1, please subscribe because you'll be notified every time we come live. Number 2, also remember that we write the list down in the order we've seen people come in the chat. So we'll be going through the list in just a moment. But we always do a card for the collective in the beginning. And since this is still Women's History Month, I am using the Ask the Queen's Oracle today. Advice from the queens. However, these queens pretty much all met a bad ending. So, you know, they might be giving us some cautionary advice. So let's see what they have to say today.
Indeed.
Mr. O, would you be so kind?
Why, thank you. I thought you'd never ask.
What's our queen for the day?
And it's Eva Perón.
Oh,
Evita.
Evita.
There she is. I'll let Banshee go ahead and read that, though.
Yes, let's see what she has to say. Some royal advice for us. Eva Perón says, you can't rule from the grave. Oh my. Born in 1919, Eva Perón was the bastard daughter of an impoverished seamstress mother. When she became First Lady of Argentina, Evita never forgot her humble origins and made it her mission to help the poor. Evita embraced her work as if she knew her time was limited. It was. She was diagnosed with uterine cancer at the age of 30 and died in 1952. Well, you can't rule from the grave, that is true. So live life each moment.
Hear, hear.
Here, here, here.
Okay, then. So I'm going to talk about the decks that I have brought for our readings today. One of them is the Tarot, the Ancestral Path. And that is the Three of Staves or Three of Wands. That's the back of that. I kind of like that. And then I have the Tarot of the Cat People. The Eight of Swords. Who doesn't like some cat people?
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
And then,
Yes.
of course, my Nefertari's Tarot, and that's the Three of Swords. And that's that brilliant embossing of gold. So what about you, Banshee? What do you have?
Well, for Women's History Month, I mixed it up a little bit today. It might get a little confusing, Mr. O. I hope not. But the first deck that I have is the Tarot of Princesses. And here's the devil in that deck. Now, the Tarot of Princesses has the Justice card as number 8 and the Strength card as number 11. Is one little mix-up there. Or, it's not a mix-up. That is a tarot standard of sorts.
Right, it's another way of looking at tarot theory.
I prefer it the other way, but I do have some decks like that. This is one of them. And it's a low Scarabeo deck along with the other one I brought into the mix. It's the Triple Goddess Tarot. And let's see here. We've got the Five of Wands in that deck here. This one we just have to be mindful of the court cards. They're a little tricky, but we'll be able to figure it out, I think. We just have to know, of course, that the knights are on horses and the kings are on thrones.
Okay.
So we will take it from there. And finally, my last deck is one I've been keeping in the mix here, the Housewives Tarot, which is full of housewivey wisdom. I love this deck. Here we have, somebody's having a bad day. It's the Five of Cups up there. So a few cups overturned.
Fabulous. Love the tablecloth back.
Yes, I like that too, actually. And I'll be using the Ciro Marchetti Lenormand deck with the expanded cards that he's added. And here is a beautiful house card from that deck. All right. Also, stay tuned for upcoming shows. You never know what might happen on around April Fool's Day. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
A veiled threat?
Maybe.
So
All right.
the Tarot of the Cat People has an interesting history with me because for a long time it was one of my favorite reading decks, and I had a deck ages ago back in the 80s, and when we did parties or readings, that was the deck I used, and then it just disappeared, vanished. I think it's still somewhere in a box, somehow buried. But
Hey,
eventually my dear Banshee replaced it for me, so now I get to use it again.
I did, because I knew how much it meant to him. I felt bad for him. So, all right,
Hi, Austin.
we have a list. We have Angel Mary first, and then Blue Ocean Stars, Mama Teresa, Kimbobulated, Divine You, Angel Rivera, Heart Love Joe, Acel, and Austin. Did I miss anyone?
All right. I don't
Do
think
let
you
me
did.
know if I did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I've got you all. And we'll get going with Angel Mary. You are up. A job for the Ministry of Education. All right.
And thank you, everybody, for coming. Don't forget to hit our like button. We would appreciate that. And if you're on Twitter or our Facebook page, TFT Tarot for Today, we do a daily card reading, the card of the day, but we also do an additional card reading that sort of takes different themes because we use different oracles or different types of decks. And so that's 2 different card readings every day on those platforms. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Well, let's start with the yes, no, and see what's out there.
I agree.
So it is spring. We are celebrating spring here, as well as my birthday season. Spring is important to me. I always love spring.
But what comes first?
Well, what, the chicken or the egg? Yeah,
All right.
good question. Wow. Well, Angel Mary is saying definite yes.
It is saying
you
definite
could get
yes.
that job if you really want it.
Now, that's a definite yes as far as we believe in general that the tarots are that exactly, whereas we don't always say the detail. It's a
yes.
it's a snapshot.
But we're
in
going to
time.
throw 3 cards, I think, to look at the situation more. But let's grab these just to show. You got 3 aces.
Strong indication of yes.
Strong indication of yes. So I would say, it's yours for the taking if you're going to want it.
That's
Weren't
what it
you
looks like.
talking about possibly doing school, I think, too? Is that you? I'm not sure. So it's up to you. Let's grab that.
So we're going to do an additional reading on that.
Yeah, I think so. That went pretty quickly.
Yeah, I know. It's a big wow because it looks really positive. It really does.
Let's see. This might talk about any obstacles or various things that could come into play here. Let's take a look. Here, shuffle. So we have the 3 of Wands upright. We have the Chariot reversed. And we have the Moon reversed.
Oh.
That's interesting. So I have a feeling some things will come to light. So, for you, the moon is like something is going to be revealed to you about this position. I don't know. The Chariot reverse kind of bothers me. Like there might be some delays there, or the possibility exists that maybe you will find that you'll get this job, but there's not a lot of growth potential with this job. It may be a job that, you won't be able to grow in. It might be one of these jobs that you might consider a stepping stone, maybe. What do you think?
Well, I feel that the 3 of Wands says you're already invested in this. You're merely waiting for it to come through. I sort of feel a similar thing about that Chariot, but I'm actually wondering if this may be indicating that you'll be expected to be more taking motivation or initiative, like that maybe there's certain things that aren't as clearly laid out for you, the directives on how you enact your duties. And maybe it's also just because I see that moon reverse there, that it looks like maybe there's just a little bit of unsettled things there. So like maybe you're going to really have to learn how to take the initiative or pick up the reins, because maybe you're being left with a situation where there was either some floundering or some upset of some sort.
Well, it's interesting we got the Chariot reversed, and then I've got this. But the first thing I've got is the spyglass, which obviously when you see a magnifying glass like that, that means you got to look at the details, the finer points. And then I got the ship. So I don't know, is there some movement or travel involved in this job, Angel Mary? There's definitely, this will be a big change for you, if nothing else, if it's not about travel.
Well, Angel Mary, I think you're usually asking us about something possibly going on that involves travel for you, a position you mentioned before, or an interest in friendship or relationship. So I'm wondering if this is like that too, that this is actually somewhere else, or it's not actually native to where you're at. So, you know.
But you know what?
And I do agree with Banshee, yeah.
I know, but there's another thing. When you look at that spyglass and then that, and you think about what we were talking about, looking at the finer points of things, maybe, you know, what you're going to find out, you know, you're going to find out some things about this job as you go along that maybe you wish you'd known in the beginning, because it might have changed the way you would have looked at this. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do, because I sort of feel that was sort of told to me with the Chariot and the Moon reverse, that maybe there were some expectations that are unexpected for you or unknown, you know, hidden a little bit, that maybe you would be engaged more at you're kind of really reformulating things or putting plans into place, you know, more on your own. You're really taking a more active role or controlling role than you thought you might be.
Well, either way, this looks very positive for getting the job, you know.
Absolutely. If that's the main question.
Yeah, yeah. So good luck with that.
Good luck indeed. And thank you for coming.
All right. We're going to move on to Blue Ocean Stars. You are up, and then Mama T, Combobulated, Divine You, Angel Rivera, Hearts Love Joe, Acel, and Austin.
You're welcome, Angel Mary. And I thought it was a pretty interesting reading, and I feel pretty right on about it. So, like I said, it's mostly just like some unexpected things, and you know, maybe you can thrive in that environment. It's going to just be challenging, maybe in a way that you weren't expecting.
There you go. That sounds right. All right. I hope that works out. You keep us posted.
All right. So, Blue Ocean Sky, welcome to our show again.
Blue Ocean Stars.
Stars. I am so sorry.
I was looking to see if I wrote that wrong. I'm like, wait a minute.
But you know, stars are in the sky. So
That's true.
There is that. And I'm going to use my Nefertari tarot, the gold embossed.
Yeah, you've got a couple people still in front of you, Kimby, but you're getting there. Blue Ocean Stars, Mama T, and then you.
And so we're going with a more green theme because it's spring. Today, as I mentioned on my personal Facebook, was my grandfather's birthday, March 21st. And he was always really proud of being born on the first day of spring. And of course, popularly, most people may think of that. But of course, it does shift around because of the way the sun falls into the actual sun sign of Aries. But he was born in 1905, and he passed away in 1981 when I was around 26. And it was, you know, pretty dramatic. I really loved my grandparents. This was my mom's father. And I got even closer to them as an adult in their last several years. But
hey, that's okay, Kimby. Don't worry about it.
I always remember my grandpa and the first day of spring. So there's our question. Do you see it?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay.
So it's on you. What do you want to do?
So I'm using this, and let's see. I think we should do it as a yes or no first, and then do like what we did with Angel, expand on it. So we're going to just do the basic yes or no, and then see where we need to go.
Okay.
So let me look at that. Alrighty, your turn.
So just a webpage update. I'm working on creating some legal disclaimers for our page and our policies for people who buy readings from us. And then once I get that straightened out, we're going to do some testing of some different features. And I think we're just about ready to go. It's exciting.
Yes, it will be pretty exciting. I think what we can offer is fairly unique and based on the fact that we have so many decades shared and separately.
Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, blah, blah,
I
blah.
think that you're getting 2 readers for the price of 1 is the big sell point.
All right. Okay, Blue.
Let's see. I really like this deck. Why didn't I buy my own, or did I? And I don't remember.
There's a variant of this deck that is not gold embossed, but has literally the same kinds of drawings. I think it has a different name too.
They're so gorgeous.
Alrighty, so right now what it looks like is it's leaning towards no. There's only a small possibility that what you ask may be true, but that means that maybe it is possible, and there are some other factors that we would want to bring out. One is the world, and it's upright.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is the Seven of Swords, which is reversed. And to me, I immediately sort of feel a mini shiver with the Seven of Swords, because to me, there's always this idea that maybe there are some sort of hidden agendas, or there are some plans one way or the other. There's a sense of maybe somebody being righteous, and maybe there's a sense of somebody saying, no, I just am mostly trying to protect or, keep my part of the thing going on there. But the world itself just sort of suggests that maybe there is a finiteness to this situation. There is a sort of sense here that something is done in a way, whether that's what we're talking about or not. I'm not really sure. I might want to think about this for a moment.
Yeah, I'm looking at that 7 and I'm thinking, talking to Blue Oceans, that maybe they really feel like they are justified in having some ill feelings and wishing ill on you, but they're kind of done with it. They're kind of like, the world is there and they're kind of done with it. So I don't know if they put something in motion and they're done with it. According to our cards, it's leaning towards no, but I feel like they still have some bad feelings and they feel justified in that.
You know what? A moment ago when you said that, I don't know if they tried to put something in motion or whatever you said. I immediately had a sense that maybe something did happen, but maybe they retracted or reversed the energies, or they changed their mind somehow. So I sort of get the feeling like what Banshee says, that there is a sense that this is a person who doesn't mean you well, but maybe they're somehow satisfied, the world, with how things have ended, or at least where they see their role ending with
Well,
that.
it's possible it just means they're done with you and they're ready to move on to other things. That's what I'm getting the feeling of here.
I like that thing about the bee. That's neat.
Yeah, that is. Bees are very positive, actually. So, it might indicate just a new positive cycle coming.
Cooperation, with people who are more likely to have your goals in mind, or your support.
Oh, they do. Okay, well, that's not to say that they didn't set something in motion, but maybe they've let it go. Intent is very important. And if some people aren't always putting their energy into whether it's negative or positive, what they're trying to throw out, it's not going to work. It's going to lose its power. So
I don't know what we're going to come up with in the Lenormand.
Yeah, let me see.
But I have this feeling like maybe that it is kind of a cloudiest issue, that maybe to some degree there is this energy there, but it's not totally, they're covering themselves to a certain degree, or they have really, let it go on their own terms too. So we have number 20, the Lenormand, that's the park, right? That's the park. And then we have 21, the mountain.
Yeah, what do you say about that, Mr. O?
What do I say?
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is saying that somewhere in the social arena, there still is some difficulty navigating through what this all means, and that maybe you will hear of the situation more in a bad sense somehow, that maybe certain people will find that their way is still hard. And I don't know if this really indicates the other people, but I sort of get that feel.
Well, what I get the feeling when I see that in this reading is that, there are obstacles to communicating and networking with these people,
Okay,
but
that's
also it could be that they are speaking badly of you out in the bigger realm. So in other words, I almost feel like maybe they're not putting their energy into something malevolent, spiritually or magically, but they're doing it verbally or communicatively. So you might have to watch your back there. You might have to watch your back with also how you communicate about them so that it doesn't set them off.
Yeah.
That's where I think some struggles and troubles may lie.
And I just decided to pull the very next card, the top card, and I got the reverse Seven of Cups, and that says that you should focus on your best goal because this is probably over for the most part, but it seems to me like this is saying all those other ideas and energies may be valid, but you shouldn't add anything to them. You should probably just find a different goal or a different inspiration to follow as much as you can. I mean, I can accept the fact that there's an atmosphere there.
Hey, and that's what we have for you, Blue Ocean Stars.
I hope that was helpful.
I hope that helped. Patton, welcome.
Hi, Patton.
No reading, but just stopping in. You're always welcome. Good to see you. I see you changed your Twitter handle. I thought that was kind of cute.
Hey, you'll have to tell us if, we talked before about some of the variations in holiday celebrations between the UK and us over here. What about like April Fool's Day? Do they celebrate the same way? Is that just an American custom? My mom used to do all kinds of silly little things when we were kids. Like she would switch the sugar in the sugar bowl for our cereal with salt.
Oh, no. God, your mom.
Yeah, she just
Hey, Mama T, you are up. We're going to leave it at that, Mr. O.
Hi, Mama T.
Your mom was a card, all right. Is a card, all right.
I believe she also dyed the milk blue so that we would be like, oh my God, what's wrong with the milk? She was so silly.
Now I know where you get some of your dirty tricks from, Mr. O.
It's your deck.
Okay, anything for the upcoming week? Just grab this one.
Well, my mom is a Scorpio like moi, so of course we are rather liking that.
Chocolate potatoes.
Chocolate potatoes.
Yeah, Patton. It's not that big a thing there, though.
Well, after you've tried chocolate hummus, why not?
Oh my gosh, I bought some chocolate hummus. I am not a fan of chickpeas and hummus, I'm sorry, but maybe chocolate hummus would change my mind.
It did.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good stuff. She loved it.
And it was dark chocolate hummus, I might add.
Now, to me, it was almost like a variation on chocolate frosting or batter.
Yeah, it almost tasted batter-like in a way. It had this texture.
Nothing about it was hummus, and I love hummus, so I was a little disappointed, but I wasn't sure how they would have combined those flavors, the kind of little bit of a sourish, taste that hummus might have.
Yeah, I kept asking him, is there any flavor of regular hummus in here, in his opinion?
Not totally sure.
And he was like, nah, not really. But it's supposed to be in there. It's the main part of it.
So what's coming up?
All right. Oh, wow. Okay. So look at that. You've got the scrambled egg, or the eggs sunny side up.
Sunny side up.
You have the Nine of Wands reversed, Mama T. And you have the King of Pentacles upright. And, well, so that's really interesting. It's like, I don't know why that Nine of Pentacles is reversed there. It almost shows you, Mama T, ready to throw in the towel on something, ready to give up on something. Yet, look at the cards around that card. You've got the Sun on one side and you've got the King of Pentacles on the other side. And what does that tell me? That tells me you can do and handle whatever is thrown at you in the next week. So if something makes you want to give up, don't throw in the towel.
Right. It's kind of almost pretty clear with that the Nine of Wands is sort of indicating that you do feel like you don't have a choice here. But really, the other forces around you are really indicating that there is some good fortune. The Sun is kind of fortune. And the King of Pentacles really sort of says somebody who is really beneficial to you, somebody who has a spirit of generosity or able to help or command of certain forces that would help you. So I'm just feeling like there's something going on here. Maybe it means somebody's really going to empower you yourself. That could be the King of Pentacles,
right?
That kind of thing. But I would say that what it says is, despite your own doubts, something is brewing there. Something is.
It seems like
up.
you are going to be able to, or with the help of somebody or through your own, you and your husband, you and your family, your own means are going to be able to get your financial affairs in order, and everything is looking up. I mean, there's success here. There's positive energy coming your way from the Sun. The Sun can also indicate, a better health cycle as well. You're full of energy and vibrancy, and Sunny has arrived, and we've got more room for him here today. Look at that. Why, he can just spread out. And he will. And so that's just looking really, really awesome. I hope this is true and you have a great week ahead. Let's see what the Lenormand will add to this. It may not always agree. So yeah, April 1st is on a Thursday. So, if you don't normally come to our Thursday shows, you might want to join us on April Fool's Day.
Yes, the yoke may be on you.
Oh, that's funny, Mr. O.
All right. The Sun card.
So here's one thing that's up. Okay, so that's the path. That's the pathway. And then you have the maze. So it seems to me one thing that might be important this week is to reach some important decisions, clear up any confusion. You might feel lately, at least in recent times, that you've been going in circles or you just haven't found your way through the maze, that's been constructed around, circumstances in your life. Now is the time to make some decisions, maybe to get those shears out and cut your own path through that grass maze over there.
Right, so it seems to me like the Nine of Wands reverse then just indicates a little bit of sense of pessimism about the fact that you are going to be seeing these past decisions, opportunities, and maybe it's about, your own level of confidence. It really needs you to just sort of, hope for the best and try to trust in the good fortune that really does seem to be right around the corner. Thank you, Sunman.
Oh,
so
man.
That's what we got.
That's what we have. Good luck with that.
Thanks, Mama Teresa.
Sounds great to me, though, overall.
It really does, yeah. So hang in there for that.
I love that Sun card. That's awesome.
Yes, that's why I said the yoke will be on.
I think I got that. Hey, some of your obtuse jokes don't need any explanation.
All right.
All right, so we are on Kim B. You are up, Kimbobulated. And then Divine You, Angel
Good.
Rivera, Hearts Love Joe, SL, and Austin. Well, that's what we want to do. Can't always mince words with the cards. They don't always turn out the way we would like, but
You've been here long enough to realize that we kind of spell it out as we see it, and if it's good, we're going to tell you that. What's Kim got?
Oh, it's a toughie.
Ooh.
Let's see. What outcome do we see at work? Okay, with the boss. So with the boss and the complaint. Okay, get your cards. Let's see what we've got. I think this is definitely a 3 card.
All right.
Why are you rubbing against my... Hello? Here you go.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that, Kim.
Oh, wow. Hey, tough times. That's okay, don't worry.
I see, yeah.
We're always glad to see you come back. All right. Sonny, you have taken up my space. You have all that room,
Thanks,
and yet
Mama Teresa.
you have taken up my space.
What's the deal, huh? Silly man. Are these real?
No,
No, of course not. But he wants them to be, I
he
think.
wants them. He thinks they are.
Oh,
He doesn't care
My
one way or
little
another.
baby.
They're bouncing around and they're green. Though I don't know if you can see that.
my little boy.
Okay, one more for good measure. Let's see what we've got. All right.
Cat people and Sunny.
And cat.
I've done the Sunny cam.
Wow. Well, I really hope things work out for you, Kim B, because here we have the Wheel of Fortune. You have set something in motion, but we have the Three of Cups upright. And we have the Queen of Cups upright.
These all look really nice and positive.
They do. So I'm not sure if this means a positive outcome to your situation, but I will say one thing, there will be reasons to celebrate. The Wheel of Fortune, is an interesting card in this reading because, it talks about fate and destiny. And so what you've set in motion is gonna maybe possibly have some big waves. And I see you as coming out advantageous because the Three of Cups is some reason and cause for celebration, and you just feeling right with yourself, emotionally, like you have done the right thing.
Well, another way of looking at the Wheel of Fortune is that maybe there's a reset button that's happening, that you're literally resetting things to a new start, a new cycle kind of thing. And then the Three of Cups would just sort of indicate that everything seems to be moving on a much more calming, emotionally pleasant situation. This could just say this is like really the ideal situation. A lot of times this represents the perfect merging of forces, the balancing and harmony of the kind of people that, really create good partnerships. And you're celebrating that.
It's a very tough position to be in. We never know what we set in motion will cause. But you did it, and this is saying, you should celebrate what you've done because it was the right thing for you. You had to do what was right for you. And yeah, it might be in fate's hands now what happens, but I feel like this is better for you. Case in point, recently somebody made a point on social media to show that they were being treated unfairly, that women's sports, collegiate sports, was being treated unfairly. Men had a really big workout area, and women just had a small room with one tree of dumbbells in it. While men had all these equipment and everything. And they're both in major tournaments, and this is the inequities. Somebody put that on social media, and immediately these people were shamed into doing the right thing. So you know what? Suddenly the women had everything they needed. Surprise. So you never know, and sometimes it can work against you, but then again, you've done what you know is right for you. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I was so impressed and happy with that outcome.
And karmically, if it's the right thing, then there's a reward, even if it's not immediate. It's something that is just for the better. It just builds you up too. It builds you up.
Let's see what the Lenormand can add to this. I am curious.
Yeah, they really look good. I mean, I'm thinking the Queen of Cups, that's you when it's all over with. It's just kind of like no matter what actually happens, you're really in a nice
Wow.
place.
I hope this is not you, but one way or another, I still feel this is saying you have done what you needed to do. But we have the Scythe card here, and I pulled that first, and it is facing news. So I could look at this two ways. I could look at this as possibly, you might get cut. It's possible you might get news of cut. Or, on the other hand, there might be ramifications to this person who did this to you.
Right. I almost feel that it's really news about changes happening, cuts, if you will. They don't necessarily affect you because to me, that rider on the rainbow, that's like just good news. And you know what?
Well, what's funny about that is the
Two
rider
rainbows
is...
are better than one.
Well, I don't want to sugarcoat it because I'm just not sure. Because the scythe is pointing at the rider, but you know what? The news is the horse is looking away from the scythe, and so I'm wondering if that just means that you are going to hear news of something happening to someone else related to what you've done.
It's kind of what I'm thinking because I also feel too. It's like you're escaping the scythe. You're getting away from it. Woo! Sorry, Oberon was really.
I'm hoping for the
there.
best here. I think overall, though, one way or another, the universe, the cards are saying, really, you've done the right thing. You've done what you've had to do. It is not easy.
I hope not. Yeah.
I had to kind of do something in one job in my life where I had to report on somebody to HR, a supervisor, as I was leaving. But I felt it was the right thing to do, and I think that was borne out in time. So you never know. Like I said, you really got to do what you feel is right.
Alrighty then.
And roll with the punches, and I wish you the best with that situation, Kimby. Good luck. And hey, Divine You. Yeah, I know, it might happen. I'm just saying, but on the other hand, you did the right thing. And you never know what kind of wheels that will set in motion so far as, work life there for other people in the future. They may not be able to get away with that again. So, just let us know how that goes. I'm going to be very interested to hear from you. And hey, Divine you are up, and then Angel Rivera, Hearts Love Joe, Estelle, and Austin.
All right. Hey, man.
Hey, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
All right. Yes, definitely.
That's okay, Divine.
What do you see how I will do in your job? Always about the job. Well, no. You have been asking some other things recently. So not always. Was that my
Thanks,
cards
Kim.
we used or yours?
Yes, it was mine.
Oh, it was the cat people. That's
Yes.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's use this deck with the tricky...
Suits or court cards?
I think this is the one with the court... Actually, I think the other one was. Did we use the other one yet? We did. We just didn't have any court cards. We'll figure it out. Trust
All right.
me. Sonny's given me just a little bit of space. Thank you. Oh, I was going to tell you, Angel Rivera, thanks for that pandemic stuff. We're not sure how we're going to use that yet, but that really got my mind going on it. Doing a reading about the pandemic and how it's affected people personally. I think that's a real awesome idea. I know you got that from someone else. And it's just an interesting idea. We may be able to do something more for a collective on that, but I'm also thinking that it might make a good reading for us to do for people if they're interested as well. Maybe we'll do a pop-up live stream on that. Who knows? Yes, we have a court card. But I know it's a page. So, we have the Devil card upright. We have the Nine of Cups reversed. We have the Page of Swords upright. So this is about the job.
The page?
Yes,
Okay.
the Page of Swords. So the Devil, the Nine of Cups reversed. Well, I'm wondering if in time, Divine You, there's something that's just bringing you a bit of dissatisfaction with either the working conditions or certain expectations. Maybe things that you were hoping to achieve there may not be panning out. But maybe also you might be just a little bit too obsessed with with end results and not the process. It's still going to take time and learning and acclimating for you to really feel comfortable there. I just kind of threw them all together.
No, that's fine.
There.
I get that because I'm going to mostly agree with her. And I'm going to say, though, that the Page of Swords there sort of says that one of your challenges there will be learning more diplomacy and tact, that you just want to watch out from creating an impression of yourself that seems too pushy. And of course, it's always harder when you're a woman. Anything you do may be taken against you as a sign that you're too aggressive. So I do sort of feel that there is that challenge for you two to just sort of make sure you do appear to be tactful, diplomatic, hoping to balance, because I think that's where that's the Nine of Cups, right?
It's reversed, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think there's an idea there too that just on a personal satisfaction level, these two sort of oppose to each other too. The idea that you really want to put more into your work there, an obsessiveness per se, if she says that, but also the balance of feeling that no one's rewarding you for that, or that you're wondering where that reward comes from.
The first card was the Devil, but who it is, it may not be a who so much as aspects of the self. So in other words, don't get so obsessed with work and trying to achieve, really grandiose, things there. I mean, sometimes we get so obsessed with material success and moving up that we, that we lose ourselves there. And, your life is so much more than that. And so take your time and learn. Take your time and study. But by all means, don't get overwhelmed with the pressures of achievement, there. Enjoy the ride.
Another thought that occurs to me is there's a dichotomy between that,
Yes.
that devil and the sense of materialistic success or orientation. And then the Nine of Cups reversed sort of talks about dissatisfaction with your wish or with what comes to you in terms of pleasing. So the idea maybe is that what you're going to find is you really do have this balance to not put more into it and expect more, but to try to keep that balance so that you're not disappointed because you didn't get as much as you thought you should have, or vice versa in a way.
Yeah.
So let's
Let
throw
me
the
throw
Lenormand.
the Lenormand on this. I think he likes this arrangement, Mr. O.
He does.
How did we end up with what looks to be even more table? Oh, because you moved your computer back there. Yeah. Well, it's definitely helped me out for the most part.
Yeah, I like it a little roomier up here too.
Okay.
There's that spyglass.
Yeah, that's interesting that I've got this, that the key is to really examine things more, pay attention to details more.
Which is ironic because, of
Yeah.
course, this is talking about a little bit of an obsessive behavior too, but maybe it's just saying use that sense of introspection or targeting for something else.
Well, I'm looking at this now as another possibility here. You know, when I'm thinking about it, I wonder if you're going to find in time that their expectations of you are pretty high and they want to keep, they might be overworking you, to the point of maybe that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I'm sort of
maybe
seeing it.
that Page of Swords is saying, you know what? You got to communicate to them some boundaries here, that if they want you to devote your literally every hour, waking hour of your life to your job, then you have to be compensated better for it.
Right, the Nine of Cups needs to be upright. So yes, it does seem like maybe that's what's going on too. I like that idea that introspection into this would look like that's what's going on, is that they're challenging you, but maybe you have to sort of challenge them back in a way.
So the key is to maybe examine, your contracts and your working arrangements and make sure, that you're being fairly compensated if you are going above and beyond what you're supposed to be doing. I think that that's the key here. It doesn't look like a very, this reading in particular doesn't look very happy, but remember, it's just a snapshot in time. For a while, you just might be feeling this overwhelming feeling, and it might pass.
There's an overall sense here that there is a system here of support, but that you might have to work a little bit to get some stuff going there. That would certainly fall into the idea of the Page of Swords, that a lot of this is really about you doing some schmoozing, maybe just shoring up some support for yourself too.
It's hard for me to say. I'm not sure I see that, but I think that it'll be on you maybe to possibly ask for that, and communicate that you could use, a support system.
Just be diplomatic and direct.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's
All
what
right.
we have for you, Divine You. Not totally happy right now, but it's, hey, things just started happening for you, and things are often out of sorts when you first start, a new position or job. So hang in there.
Right. If the position was open a while, there's just probably a lot of stuff to, kind of get rammed in there and get going. And then after a while, it kind of sorts itself out. So I hope that's the case too.
Oops.
Careful.
Hey, Angel Rivera, you are up. It's your turn.
So thank you.
And after Angel is Hearts Love Joe, Estelle, and Austin. Yeah, it's just 3 weeks, So they're just showing a little bit of topsy-turviness right now, and I wouldn't worry about it yet.
All right, so I'm going to grab my ancestral path.
Nope, Tarot of the Cat people.
Oh. Well, okay then.
Yeah, the working from home thing has really added a lot of complexity, It's, I kind of liked it for what I did with my job because my job could be done that way. And you miss, and you get out of a lot of office politics that way, but there is something to do with, connecting with people on a day-to-day basis too that you miss. Hey, you're welcome, Divine You, always.
You are welcome. He's hugging my
I see that. Mr. Sunman doesn't want you to shuffle. He says, I want those cat people cards. He's like, I'm all the cat people you need.
I dare not say no.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they say everything is changing because of COVID, and a lot more companies are going to allow people to work from home, on a more permanent basis. I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing for the environment as well. And, people's safety. Rush hours are dangerous driving, on the roads the way people are. So there's a lot of pluses to this. And some negatives. Restaurants that had people go out for lunches and stuff are going to be losing that business. So, there are some trade-offs.
All right, Angel. So we have the Empress reversed. The Ten of Swords upright.
Yikes.
And then the Six of Pentacles reversed. So it sort of looks unsettling for sure. It sort of seems like there's some things that just aren't getting done. Maybe there's an actual disruption of some sort. That maybe there's antagonists to the growth or to the plans. And I'm wondering too if the culprit just relates to the fact that somebody doesn't want to be more involved or to be more favorable towards whatever this is, this production or this thing that's trying to develop itself with, the Empress there.
Well, the Empress and the Six of Pentacles reversed together gives me pause. It makes me think that somebody is not in the mood to look out for the needs of others. They're more looking out for the needs of either, let's say if it's the workplace, it's the corporate interests over the human interests. If it's in the home environment, it's, somebody thinking more of their own needs as opposed to the needs of everybody. And that Ten of Swords seems to indicate that it has some ramifications, particularly for you perhaps, or for others around you. They feel like they've been betrayed in some way, and, they feel like let down for sure, to say the least. But needless to say, it looks as though, now it looks as though that the worst is behind, in that you really know where somebody stands or something stands, and maybe from there you'll be able to take it from there.
Right. I that Ten of Swords does concern me because the things on the side of it just sort of look a little bit more systematic kind of, and then this one just looks more personal, like maybe
like it's a blow.
Yeah.
So I mean,
or it's felt that way, right?
It's felt that way, like it's a real kick in the kick in the behind you weren't expecting, and it's as if somebody is looking out for their own interests here and not the good of others. Let me throw the Lenormand on that for sure.
I'm hoping it's nothing really dramatic at the workplace.
Yeah.
I don't see the wands there, so I sort of feel it's probably not as much about workplace, but it might be something that touches on it. It may touch on it, though, for sure.
Yeah, that could be, too. You're absolutely right. That could very well be.
Okay, so that's the dice.
Wow.
And then the stork.
My interpretation is, I get this hunch that somebody is wanting to make a change of some sort, whether it's procedures, whatever it is, that has risks attached to it. It's risky. And people feel that maybe they feel they're being put in some kind of jeopardy by these changes.
That's pretty interesting. I don't know that this would necessarily apply to you, but I know that people were talking about how President Biden wanted OSHA to make some sort of determination about workplace safety in the COVID era. And of course, nearly a week has come and gone before they were supposed to issue that. So I feel like there's all these politics or these emotional, values going on with that, and yet it's just really about safety. And so that's where I see this idea about the risk involved too.
Well,
Because, go on.
Well, I'm looking. Usually the stork is positive change. It's a birth. It's a birth of something new. But I don't know. The dice carry, it's like a game of chance.
Thanks,
it's like
Laura.
they're taking their chances with something, some change here. And it's going to affect people personally if I look at it with these other cards. Some people are definitely going to be put off by this change.
The more and more I do feel it is more about your workplace, or something that's just sort of affecting
More people.
more people than you. And I do feel that way, that there's just something about them wanting to make changes, and there's not putting in all the considerations they should, and that's really where the risk is coming in. And we're all tired of hearing that, people just throwing changes out for corporate workplaces or situations, and then there's always unintended consequences because they didn't think the process through.
Well,
So
good luck with that, Angel.
Yeah, I hope it's not as bad as
I
all
hope you don't
that.
have that kind of week after all,
Yeah.
but keep us posted. So, hey, Laura, welcome.
Laura.
Good to see you. And Hearts Love Joe, you are up. Welcome. And then Estelle, Austin, and Laura, if you want a reading, you're kind of right on time. We don't have many people in front of you.
Woohoo!
All right. Well, once you hear the change, it's like it's possible the people are going to be more affected by what they think could happen, but whether it will be as bad as that remains to be seen, Angel. Sometimes things just on the surface look like, why are we taking this risk? Why are we choosing to do this now? This is a bad idea. But once it happens, maybe it'll be okay. But just hearing about it is going to cause some kinds of upset.
I almost wonder too if it is also just involving the quality of resistance to change too, that maybe there are some things that most people feel like, okay, these would be good changes, but then there are just different parts of the situation that don't want to change. And we heard that in Detroit area too, where somebody said, well, they want the in-school learning to go back to place, but they don't want to necessarily mitigate the differences with masking for students or other protocols.
Hey, Hearts Love Joe, you can go ahead and type your question. And then Estelle, Austin, and Laura.
All right.
So I don't know if I ever showed this off nicely, and she's not here today, but we got this
You're
beautiful
welcome.
gift from Gina at one point, and that is
The magician.
the the magician's wand, holding up the wand. And it was made by somebody on Twitter called, who's Tracy, whose I think work is called the Old Maiden Shop on Etsy. And she does jewelry, and she does this beautiful collage kind of glass work. Love it.
It is beautiful. So are we getting the Joe person?
No, I did do it twice, but I didn't type the name yet.
Okay, they may not be with us.
It's possible.
Which means Austin moves up, right?
No. Yeah, everybody moves up, but Austin's not next.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a cell.
Okay.
Whoops.
Yeah.
So you
I'm just
may be
typing
next
the
to
question.
Sal.
I'm just typing the name. So, if Hearts Love Joe does not respond in a second, we'll move on to Estelle. And trying to think what else we have to talk about other than my birthday.
Isn't that enough? But just a pleasant reminder, we are on again later in the week, Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thursdays have been very quiet, so
It's a good
do
night.
join us and get a reading for sure on Thursdays, because we've been ending the show early some nights because it's just been so quiet.
Watch Goth Tarot, Wednesdays, 3 p.m. It's a short reading for shadow issues.
Mama T loves Goth Tarot.
Watch my Emotional Exchanges on Friday mornings at 10, or Banshee's Material Matters at 10 a.m. Sunday mornings. And we just recently, in fact, yesterday, dropped our monthly modality message, which is an astrological reading for the entire zodiac. Tells you how to use your modality energies to get through the month. Alrighty.
Okay. Oh, okay, Divine. I get that. That's all right. So, well, if you know anybody who wants readings, send them to us on Thursday nights. Okay, so we're going to move on to Estelle, who's got their question there. You used a deck for Angel, right? So it's my
Yes,
turn.
I did.
Okay, we'll go back to the slides. Okay, Estelle, let's see what's going on with job opportunities. I just created 5 new readings that we'll be probably selling on our show, or on our website, but you never know. We might want to test them out someday and offer a free reading.
That means
some of them.
We'll be looking for some volunteers.
Yeah, so we'll see. Actually, they're readings that are based on the suits and the major arcana. So it's one reading for each. There's a major arcana reading, there's a pentacle reading, there's a cups reading, there's a swords reading.
They're actually pretty comprehensive too.
They just came to me really quickly too. I'm pretty pleased with these. And I've already tried them out a number of times on myself just to see how I felt about them. And I tried one out on Mr. O that was very interesting. So I'm thinking in terms of offering them as a subscription because they're a 3-month reading cycle. So it might be worth doing, but we'll see.
Alrighty.
I'm still working out the bugs on how to present this. Ugh, 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 ugh. Okay.
Hi, Dr. Victor.
Hey, Dr. V, welcome.
Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. It's reversed. And we have the Seven of Swords, which is also reversed.
Everything's reversed right now with
reversed.
Sal. I'm
Queen of
kind of
Cups.
sad for you. It looks as though just things are conspiring to slow down for you right now. You know, I think you're going to have to do what you got to do to get by. That Seven of Swords just indicates to me that nothing permanent looks like it's coming your way or something with the hope of being permanent. I feel like you're just going to have to be looking out for whatever you can find. I just feel like this is just bad time still right now for, the job cycle for you.
Right. It doesn't look like this is a good cycle, period. It may be something that will pass within a season. It may be a little less than that. It may be a little longer. It's not exactly clear, but mostly I think we are cautioning you to try as best as you can to maintain your emotional composure. It may be that there's just too many other frictions of sorts going on with this. There's a lot of things that look dubious, like maybe just things that aren't working out on a certain level. It's aggressiveness, I think, that's involved. Maybe people who make decisions don't want to open up resources for hiring people, or maybe there's more going on with a discernment about the workplace, like people are just being really more cautious about who and what they hire.
So basically, I feel this way. I know he touched upon the Queen of Cups, which is very true. What you have to do is not allow yourself, don't get down on yourself for this. This is not your fault. So don't let your emotions get the best of you. The Wheel of Fortune is indicating that there are just circumstances right now beyond your control that is causing this, this economic downturn or this inability to find the right job right now. And so I think you might be able to find some things to get by. I feel like with that Seven of Swords reversed, I feel like maybe, you're going to be able to turn something around and try to find something, but you realize that it might be only temporary, or that it's just not something that is what you want to continue doing.
Well,
Clearly,
certainly
just to get by.
That Seven of Swords just really applies the idea of difficulty in planning things. It just sort of looks like things just are subject to other people's plans or other people's interruptions.
Hi, Sakshi Oza. I will add you to the list, and
Yes,
I'll go
you
over
can.
the list in a moment. It's not really long. Okay. So let me do the Lenormand on this real quick and see what else we can add to this. Okay.
And that's the heart.
Yep.
And that's the snake.
It's really interesting. That really is almost smacking more of a romantic problem than a work-related one. But what I would say is that be careful out there and be sure that, you're holding out to find something permanent that you will really love. There's a lot of things that, there are things that you may have to do to make some money in the interim. But if it's not something you love to do, there's going to be problems along the way. And don't fool yourself into thinking that, some job is better for you just because it's come through for you. If your heart is not in it, you're deceiving yourself, and ultimately, you're not going to be happy.
Right. I think that's what that snake is that it's the quality of self-deception. And the thing is that maybe you want to really love and appreciate something you're going to end up doing, but it may not be that one. And it may feel like eventually you're going to understand you've been deceiving yourself about that. And that to me says that really it represents the dichotomy between these two cards, that you're going to try to feel happy, but you're not really going to be happy inside. You have to work harder at going to where you truly want to be at, and understand that steps getting there are a process, and that maybe there's a process and it will take longer than what you expected. It may take more turns of the wheel.
Hey, Flower Girl.
Hi, Flower Girl.
So that's what we have for you, Asal. I wish I had better news. So the Pentacle reading that we're going to be putting up on our website is going to be about a, job and economic forecast. Well, really more an economic forecast. So that's just an example of some of the things we will be doing later. But we're going to move on to Austin. Hey, Austin, you are up. And then Laura, Hearts Love Joe, Dr. V, Shakshi Oza, and then Flower Girl.
All right. So, and we're into our second hour. Yeah. So we got about 45 minutes left.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. Hope everybody's enjoying today. It's about semi-warmish, not super warm.
Well, it's getting up to 60 finally today. It's barely making it, but it's looking good this week. We'll be in the 60s all week, so I'm excited about that.
That's nice. The other day I was actually thinking, we need to bring our bicycles out. Start riding our bicycles.
Yes.
All right.
I have to fill that flat tire, though, Mr. O.
65. That's awesome, Flower Girl.
That sounds wonderful. So, hey, Austin, are you with us or have you bailed? Let me type the name.
And if Austin's not here, then Laura's next.
Hearts. Yeah, Laura's next.
All right, so let's see how that goes.
Okay, one more call. Last call for Austin.
Oh, that looks beautiful. Yeah, it's pretty sunny out here too, Angel.
Oh, it's beautiful. The sunshine here has been wonderful. You sure can, Laura.
And I wanted to thank our lighting consultant, Junior Goddess, because she recently trimmed my hair. Just a little in the back. It was kind of sticking up there, so I feel all coiffed now.
And also thanking her for the lighting suggestion. These lights are working great for us.
Yes. And also because she is the person who makes Monster's heart beat a little faster. Monster, our producer, Junior Goddess, is
our
his
former
lovely
producer.
wife. Well, our producer in a spirit way. Our ghost producer.
All right, Laura, let's see what's up for you with the general message.
Right. What?
Nothing. I was just thinking of something I should not have been.
About how we missed lunch and how hungry we might be?
No, I'm doing fine, actually, Mr. O.
Okay, well, I'm doing okay.
Oh.
Hello, baby.
We haven't talked about dinner, though.
So, yeah, we'll just have to go right to dinner.
Wow. Hey, general message. All right, well, one thing, we do have the Hanged Man reversed.
Okay.
But we have the Star upright.
Oh.
And we have the Ace of Wands upright. I know it looks reversed, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
I mean, in a way. But that's the way it looks, like a wand, right? So the wand to point at the top.
And it's got a cool little wolf head on it.
Yeah, or dragon head. I'm not sure what that is.
I think it looks like a wolf head, but it could be a dragon, I guess. I don't know.
I was thinking fiery dragon.
Yeah.
You know. Well, Laura, this looks pretty good. I would say that, you can't hang up in the tree forever. That's the Hanged Man reversed. It's time to come off that tree of introspection and thought and perspective and come back down to earth and, start getting things in order here. And the Star is showing this is the time to shine. This is a time where, things are looking up, optimism reigns supreme, and new opportunities are going to be popping up for you, whether it's in business, whether it's in other aspects of your life. This could even be the start of a new relationship, possibly.
Well, to me, when I look at that, those two, the Star with the Hangman reverse, I get the feeling like it's saying that you may find that what you thought you needed to give up is actually what inspires you the most. And so that actually something that you thought was detractive is actually where your strength or your support or your spirit or destiny will pull you to. And maybe that's really about networking, about being your best, most magnetic, attractive self, that just really the ability not to be so inspired, but inspired by what you can create in other people, the way you can inspire other people, because this is a card of attraction, beginning new things. And I'm thinking you're that person doing it, and you're doing it for more than just yourself.
I like it. I just think it looks very positive overall. The Hangman can be, a lot of things reversed, but I feel that you've taken the time, you've done due diligence. The Hangman has, even though it's reversed, has these two very positive cards around it. So I just feel as though now is the time to just get back to, the world of the living again. The world, just come out of an introspective stage and get back with people once more. Get back into life and look at the opportunities that are starting to surface and be hopeful. Things are looking up. Things are on the upswing.
If I thought about these two in relationship to myself, I would say that the last year for me was a little bit depressing for sure, and that I felt that really the things that I thought I could offer were not going to be able to be offered. But in a sense, when I thought in a little bit deeper about that, that was really what sustained me, was the fact that I was able to shelter without feeling like so much of my life was being missed. I was able to deal. So what do you got? We have the Lenormand, shows us the ship. And there's that heart again.
Wow, so there's just a couple of things here, Laura.
It's very fascinating.
I feel as though you're going to make some move or change that that will make you very happy, that will fulfill you. That's one. Or, I was talking about the possibility of a new relationship coming your way. There could be some move in that regard. If you have been single, it's moving towards, some romance that could deepen into something bigger. It could be that. What do you say?
It could be those kind of things for sure. It could just be moving to another level with relationships. Since I had this idea about becoming magnetic and compelling and showing this to other people, I'm wondering if it just talks about that initially, that universal sense of that, and the idea that what you were giving up or thought you might have to give up was really a part of the path towards this greater love, spiritual awareness, inspiration.
Yeah, I definitely see that. And I would just add to the possible romance idea that if you are in a relationship now, this could be a move to deepening it further.
Right. Only getting better. Something maybe that just really even brings more love to you.
So some move, change, or romance is coming your way, Laura.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
It looks really good. So thank you. Hope that works out.
Good luck with that. Keep us posted. So, Hearts Love Joe, did you come back? I'm just checking again to be sure. And if not, we're going to move on to Dr. V, who is next.
It was pretty lovely.
And then Shakshiosa and Flower Girl, and we'll call it a day.
All right.
Dr. V, you can go ahead and type your question because I'm not sure Hearts Love is back. But either way, you'll be next after that if they're here.
You're welcome. Our pleasure.
Oh, you are welcome. Absolutely, Laura.
All right. So this will be back on me again, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's see. Who did we ask for? Hearts for Joe?
Hearts Love Joe. That's
Hearts
the name.
Love Joe is probably not with us. We'll give him
Yeah,
another
we'll go to
moment.
Dr. V, I think, because I
All
think
right.
that is correct.
All right, Dr. Victor. What's coming in April related to career?
Okay.
We got it. I want that one.
Okay.
This spelled out, and it really told me to take it, and it's the Eight of Pentacles. So I get the feeling like they may be wanting to send you to a session or for some training. They might be sending you to a seminar somewhere where maybe you can learn a new skill set that they want, or that you're going to interact in a way with something related to training or skills, or that maybe you are that person doing that, that maybe you will be assisting or training people or bringing somebody up to a level.
I feel it's a good indication you're going to be working.
Absolutely.
I can say that. You're definitely going to be working in April.
And sometimes I feel compelled to talk about the card that falls out, and sometimes I don't. So I just go with the idea that it felt right to talk about that. But we're still going to do the other cards.
We have room.
All right.
What happened?
I guess he got bored of us. Okay, so your first card is the Knight of Swords.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too. And then you have the Four of Wands reversed. And then finally, you have the Sun reversed. Okay. So the Knight of Swords sort of shows some movement going on here. This is for April. Things are mostly okay. The Four of Wands reversed may be indicating that there's meetings going on or there's collaborations going on that maybe you will be involved in. But I'm wondering if maybe some of those just are not exactly what you want to be doing. Maybe there's a tinge there that you're not liking, like maybe you feel like it's not playing towards what you want to do there. You want to do things that maybe are more exploratory, more knowledge-based, whether it's learning about aspects of your job, but this may be just part of the function or protocol level, I'm wondering. What do you think?
Well, I'm looking at the Knight of Swords and I'm thinking that there's decisions happening. You know, people, like he said, might be meeting on it. I think these decisions, though, affect you in some way. You know, I don't know if there's a delay. There's some kind of delay or disappointment connected with this decision process. But to me, the Four of Swords is, or I'm sorry, the Four of Wands is never a very bad card, even when it's reversed. It kind of indicates to me that these disappointments might not be that huge. You know, I'm looking at the Sun. The Sun is a pretty powerful card and it's reversed here, but it's mitigated by that Four of Wands too. So I wonder if, you know, there's some disappointment with a delay and maybe things not exactly working out the way you thought they might on the job. Or for a job?
Well, when you bring up the idea about communications and then that Sun reverse sort of could also add to the idea that you're not finding out certain factors or you're not finding them out in the way you would like to or in a timely manner. So that could also be part of what the delay is that there's a lag in communications of some sort. And it may be an impinging on some decisions that are critical for your role there. So we're going to throw our Lenormand now and see what that tells us.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a interesting dichotomy.
Yeah,
maybe.
so we have the dog. The dog is here, and we have the fox, which is really interesting. Sometimes the fox can represent a cat in the Lenormand as well. But what's really important here, Dr. V, is that the fox indicates the work environment, the workplace. And there's the dog. So I would say remain loyal, hang in there through whatever this problem is in this cycle. Remain true to what you want to get done and what you're hoping to accomplish and what you're hoping to materialize in your workplace in April, because I think it will happen. I think it's just a matter of time, and there may be moments where you doubt things. The Sun can also be about doubt, and uncertainty. You may feel like things just seem really uncertain and you're worried, but ultimately I feel if you just hang in there, that things will work out.
Well, I think that with the addition of the two Lenormand cards there, that it kind of shows the idea that what Banshee says is true, that you may want to just sort of weather it out and remain loyal. It may also be indicating, too, that to some degree, this is for them, your bosses or other people who are stakeholders here, a referendum on that, on your loyalty, that they may be finding that that some of these changes or possible changes are necessary, and they are worried a little bit about how it might be perceived. So they're basically, saying this is a caution to kind of stick it out, at least for now, until you really know that, anything's really changed. And it's mostly, I think, just about people interactions in April. So maybe there's some shuffling around of priorities and some different things going on. Maybe management is just trying to streamline a process or to review a process. So that's what we have, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. I mean, it's certainly not all rosy, but I don't think that it's bad.
Dramatic,
It's
no.
dramatic.
Yeah.
So hang in there, Dr. V.
All righty.
And Shakshi Oza, you are up. Welcome to the show. And Flower Girl, you'll be after.
All right. Very nice. So I want to thank everybody once again for watching us today. We really like what we do, and we like to have fun, and we like to engage, be a little silly, talk about our cats. So we really appreciate that. So don't forget to subscribe or hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. And you are very welcome, Dr. Victor. It's always nice to see you here on our show.
Oh, I can't get my tablet to cooperate. Hey, Jasmine Cower, we will get to you, but we have a list we're going through right now, so...
It's not very long
It's
at this
not
point.
long. There's only a couple people in front of you, and I'm not sure if one of them are here, so hang in there.
Yep, hang in. So we are waiting for Shakshmi.
Yeah, Shakshi Oza, are you with us? Let me, I can't get my tablet to cooperate so there it is.
And if you're new to our show, once again, please subscribe if you will. We have tarot cats.
Sharksy, I did not type that. Shaxi, oh, I knew that name would get caught in the spell correct thing.
Oops.
Shakshi Oza, you are up. Please type your question now or we have to move on to Flower Girl. And Flower Girl, go ahead and type your question. You're next after Shakshi.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right. So we'll probably just go with that, right?
Yeah, let's go with that. And if
Flower
Shakshi
Girl.
comes back, we'll take them next. And then Jasmine, Jasmine Cower.
So thanks for the question, Flower Girl.
Okay, Flower Girl, let's see what we've got for you.
Is it my turn or yours?
I think it's yours. No, wait.
It's
Am I?
yours. But I could use my ancestral path.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
What do the guardian angels have to tell Flower Girl?
Sunny in wrestle mode. He's waiting for me to be done. Look at him.
He's so silly.
You silly. No, you cannot have those. Now you made me mess up my shuffle, so I have to shuffle again. There. All right, Mr. O. Oh, wow, 2 3s.
Interesting.
So we have the Hanged Man, this time upright. the Three of Wands reversed. But then we have the Three of Cups upright. So this is an angel message, guardian angel message. Do you want to go ahead?
The guardian angel possibly suggests you need to reflect on what you should be appreciating more in your life, perhaps by making room for it through some sort of sacrifice. To make room for something in your life, I suggest that it's between those 2 threes that are reversed, and maybe what that is saying is that the guardian angel wants you to balance more towards the emotional part of your life at this time rather than the more material side, or the side that maybe is represented by planning. So in other words, it's not about materialism so much, but about planning. That maybe to some degree, the guardian angel says spirit and chance are more important to you right now. The idea that emotional contentment is really creating goodness for you, and that the Three of Wands is saying reverse that you don't need to have things so planned, that you can let life be casual in a way. Did I go too long?
No, not at all. You know what? I have an interesting thought here, Flower Girl, for you to consider too. I think your angels are telling you need to shift your perspective on success and failure in life, and also appreciate the fact that you need to think about celebrating both your successes and things that your failures or disappointments, because out of that is one truth. And that truth is, in order for you to succeed or fail, that means you tried. And that means you did your best. And that means you did something. And there's much to be celebrated in success or failure, because out of failure we grow and we learn, and out of success we have joy and we have completion. So both of them are very, very important to you right now at this time. And so I think you need to, focus your perspective a little bit on the value of both success and failure.
That was beautiful.
Why, thank you.
That was almost chillingly beautiful. Like I got a little shiver there.
Wow. All right. But it's not your reading.
I know, but there's just a resonance about, that kind of idea there, that sometimes life can be frightening but beautiful at the same time.
Don't I know?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is really interesting. So we have the Path card. And we have the Dice card come up again. It's really interesting it's come up in this reading for you, Flower Girl, because I think, again, the angels are saying, your guardian angels are saying, hey, everything in life has risks. Every decision you make carries some risk. So instead of worrying about cracking a few eggshells along the way, you sometimes have to go with your gut, and you have to trust in fate. And I think the guardian angel is saying, trust yourself to make the decisions that you need, to make the decision to go off on a certain path or direction at the right time. Trust in yourself.
It's kind of interesting because I felt that all of these cards now, especially with these two editions, we're really talking about duality issues in your life, and we saw them a little differently, so I appreciate you liking both of our interpretations, just a little different. But I have to agree with Banshee on this one, that this is really saying that maybe this quality here, the Hanged One, really sort of represents our true soul that knows what we need to give up and when. and saying really life is about risk. No matter what path you take, try to be as true to your values as possible, the Three of Cups or the Three of Wands, no matter how they may revolve around, because we're not always supremely happy, and we're not always wishing that we could change things. Sometimes these things switch roles.
Hey, and that's what we have for you, Flower Girl. Awesome reading. Really.
Awesome reading. You have strong and deep guardian angels.
Well, hey, I think they gave you some great advice there. And Jasmine K. Cower, you are up. I see your question. You wanted to know, will your biggest problem in life end forever, and what to do now? So let's see what we have on that. Maybe what we need to do is ask 2 ways. So let's do a yes/no.
Okay, and I'm going to use my Nefertari.
So let's see if your biggest problem in life will end forever. And this is a yes/no style reading that we do to give you, and sometimes it doesn't tell you definite yes or definite no. We'll see from there where to go with the reading. We'll do something else.
When it doesn't do that, it could indicate what some of the other aspects are that maybe are involved there. But let's see.
All right. So this is for you, Jasmine. Right. Okay. Okay. It's not a definite no. It's leaning towards no, Jasmine. You know, forever is a long time, so let me just throw that out there. But we have the Judgment card upright. And we have the 8 of Wands upright. I'm right about that.
No, it's reversed.
Oh, it's reversed. Oh, okay. So I feel as though it's saying that things are not moving that way at the moment, that the energy is kind of stagnating, you know, like you're stuck. You're kind of stuck in this mode right now. And, you know, the Judgment card is a very powerful card here, Mr. O.
Do you think that this is a karmic kind of situation, this energy that says your biggest problem, that it somehow is a holdover, not necessarily from a past life, but from behavior or situations that you have not totally understood or come to terms with? Because I'm wondering if that's what this is that somehow the actual lesson, karmic reflection or path towards recovering or resolving is mired in stagnation or not being able to direct itself properly.
It's as if we can't, you know, this energy is not moving away. It's still with you. And I feel like maybe either there's some more lessons or things that you have to go through before this is resolved. The Ace of Swords came up as the indicator of maybe yes, maybe no. And so it's leaning towards no. This is not resolved yet. And it seems like there is something to do with either you, or if this is involving someone else, you still need to resolve this. This is not finished business. Now, what I want to do is we're going to I think we should throw 3 more cards. I don't know if Jasmine is here or not because we haven't heard anything.
Do you want me to pull those?
Yes. We're going to throw 3 more cards to see what you should do now. Maybe we can get some more advice for you here. Dropsy?
2.
Whoa. Okay.
One was the Wheel of Fortune.
Ah.
And the other was a 9, but I don't know what suit. I just saw the 9.
All right. Oh, there you are. Hey, Jasmine, we've already been working on your reading, so you might want to backtrack.
Rewind the tape, yeah. We did your card, and we think the answer to the question is mostly not...
Leaning towards no, and we explain why, but we're throwing 3 more cards to see what you should do now. So we're going to do that, and you can rewind the tape once we're done with the program, and you can, see the rest of your reading, okay? But we're going to do 3 more cards right now for you because we wanted to get a little more information about what's going on and why this is not resolved yet. Whoa. All right.
Slippery.
Okay.
The Knave is a page.
Oh, okay. So we have the Page of Wands upright. And then we have the Knight of Cups upright. And then we have the Seven of Swords upright. So I don't know if this situation, this big problem of yours involves another party or people, but it sure does seem that way a little bit. Or maybe this is giving us a direction of what needs to be done, Mr. O. That Seven of Swords is bothersome.
It is, but the Knight of Cups is suggesting to me that this is maybe something that affects you emotionally deeply. It may be because it's somebody you really care about or actually are in love with, or that there is some strong emotional quality that comes or goes with this situation. But the Seven of Swords does not look good because it looks like maybe somebody is determined to be more forceful than maybe they should be considering.
There's something, there's pressure. There, you feel like there's this pressure on you for some reason, and it's possible outside forces or people are causing this.
It does involve other people, they say.
What is the other card again? The Knight of...
The Page of Wands.
The Page of Wands.
So it's about news or message.
Yeah, so I get the feeling that something still has to play out. There's still something left unresolved and unsaid that needs to be finalized here, When
you rewind the tape, if you do, what we basically said was that there is something really karmic, or I said that I felt there was something really karmic going on here, a judgment that is really holding things in place. I think we're going to throw 2 more additional cards from the Lenormand deck to see what that could also tell us. But do check that out. We kind of expand on what that might be earlier before you came back.
So your question was, will this problem be gone forever? And it's leaning towards no, that answer, but forever is a long time. And so what it's telling me, what that reading was telling us, is this still has unfinished, unresolved issues that need to be addressed. Whether it's things you need to learn how, or whether it's some way to resolve this crisis.
If I wanted to look at the Seven of Swords less negatively, I would indicate that it does sort of indicate somebody wants to plan things better, wants to do things, and maybe they think they're doing the right thing by being clever. So it's just a question of how you interpret that in terms of whether being clever would help or not.
So that goes with the Page of Wands a little bit there. We got the birds.
The birds.
And then we have another bird. We have the stork. But the stork is usually something positive here. So,
so he says the other people are the cause of it.
yes. So, I'm wondering if you might find in time that this energy will change, and move. The birds are positive for me because they kind of indicate movement in their own way. And with the stork here heralding change, I feel like in time, and maybe it's on you, maybe it's time to just tell people, you know what? You're moving on and you're changing and you're letting this go and you are just moving on. You might have to be the one to initiate the change here and just indicate you are done with this and you're not going to let it upset your life anymore.
These represent that news coming to you, and I think that this is the newness, and that maybe this is also saying you could bring something better emotionally in this if you're working with that. The question is, where is the Seven of Swords energies coming? And to me, they're sort of saying there's risk, but there's challenge, and that mostly it's about kind of sticking with it and not letting somebody else countermand it in a way.
Yeah, you know what? I would say that clearly that Seven of Swords is telling me that somebody's definitely not has good intents toward you. And they're continuing that. But you hold the cards here, I think, in that you just decide enough's enough and you will not let them interfere anymore and you are going to move on. You're going to do what it takes to move yourself out of that energy that's not moving. They're not willing to budge on the problems that they're causing. And so it's you that's just going to have to say, I'm done. I'm done with this. It's the way I kind of feel about it. And I hope that helps. And I know it's not easy, especially if people are intent on being malicious, But
do review the previous section. And also, these birds are mostly talking about newness and change and good things. So I think it's just a matter of waiting it out to some degree, too, that better times are going to come.
Well, hang in there. And I would just say, we could explore this in another reading again to see what more we can add to that. But for now, I think that the energy is stuck. And I think it's going to be up to you ultimately to move it forward and to just break the cycle. Right. That's kind of what we have for you. So I hope that helps. And we are going to end the show with that note.
Yeah, it looks
we're
like
a little early, but we're pretty much right on time. And so I want to thank everybody for coming today, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. And stay tuned. Come Thursday nights. We need more of you on Thursday nights.
Enjoy all of our other programming. Once again, Goth Tarot, my outlook on the emotional exchanges, and of course, Banshee's Material Matters.
Our monthly modality messages just went out too recently, so you might want to check that out. That's for the modalities of the zodiac, and it's done on every turn of the astrological sign. So since the sun just went into Aries, we released the video, and hopefully those messages will resonate with you from there.
The modalities really gives you a game plan for what to do or how to do it for each of the modalities. So we think it's kind of interesting information for planning things. So go for it.
Hey, Angel, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Angel.
I know you do what you can. And, we're going to, admittedly, we haven't been doing a lot in the way of promotion on our social media about our live streams. And so we're going to get back to doing that and trying to get more interest generated and get back on track. But obviously, Sundays are going very well. We always have a packed house on Sundays, so we do appreciate that. And hey, everybody. We're going to sign off now. Take care. Stay safe out there and have a good week ahead. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.